So I'm gonna have a quick exploratory flight with the Marchetti around Portland, and see if it works as it should in X-Plane 12, and if it's still worthy of buying, even at 50% sale. Hello, good day, Brent. This is a very different beast. And one of my flight sim buddies, David, is looking to be persuaded to buy this plane for X-Plane 12. And I'm here to at least give my opinion on it. And yes, it's one of the first Reality Expansion Pack planes that were updated. So from what I've seen, it just works beautifully. So let's get cracking. So this is a bit of a departure from my normal beaver flying. But I guess you'll survive. And it even has the rain effects that most of the rep planes miss. As far as I know, at least. Still with the dark cockpits, but this is actually dark because it's in the pre-flight mode. It's going to be better when I get when I finish the walk around. Let's see here. It's a very nice model and a very, very cool plane. I recognize that I don't have a lot of fuel. I'm going to deal with that once I finish the walk around here. Oil is good enough. That one can be interesting to leave that in when you try to start the engine. Overheat in a second. Let's do this quickly. This is basically the stock Reality Expansion walk around. It's not particularly interesting as opposed to the others. It's not different. It's got the same stuff. And for some reason, the camera angle here is kind of off. That might be something on my end. See, I'm watching the sky here. I sink. Well, let's hope I don't sink. Okay, fuel. I'm gonna take all of it. It doesn't contain much fuel. And it uses a lot. So it doesn't have a lot of range. And it's real weather. And by the way, for those who are watching who want to know what I'm doing here, last time I flew the Marchetti in my normal operations, I landed it at Stark's Twin Oaks Air Park, just outside of Portland. I have no idea why this page is loading so slowly. Really infuriating. Anyway, so that's where I am. I'm going to fly up to Pearson Field. And it's very marginal, on the edge of being hazardous, but that's how it is. So I'm going to fly east to Lake Oswego and follow the river just outside of the Charlie airspace and up to Pearson. It's a short flight, but we'll get to see how the plane behaves. So let's see. So David, is there anything in particular you want to see in this plane before I start firing it up, or did you just want to see how I operate it? I promise you I'm not going to do the regular stall at 700 feet after departure. I'm not going to do that test. That's for others to do. Let me have some coffee before it gets too cold. Well, yeah. The coffee is also marginal. Well, what makes it unique above others in the same class? Well, I don't know about many others in the same class, but you will probably look and get a feel for it. So the sound is one thing that I would say it's very good at, and it's got back seats for whom that may concern. So let's see here. This is a good thing. I can actually see the rudder. Anyway, let's fire it up. I'm going to set the parking brake here. Battery. Got very loud fans here. Or whatever that noise is. So there's a fuel shut off. I'm going to turn that off, or on rather. I'm going to shut off the off. That's what I'm saying. Oh, by the way, before I continue, you will probably notice, if you have paid attention to others fly this plane, is that this panel looks different, because I've, of course, done the job of repainting some of the gauges slightly. This one is in particular very, very different from the normal one, and this is actually probably worth showing, because it's very, very different. Let's see if I can come up with... oh, never mind that. The problem with the Marchetti as it comes with a manifold pressure gauge that goes to 75 inches. One of the stupidest things you can imagine. I mean, it's like a P51 manifold pressure gauge. So the operating range is from where this 10 is and up to the 30 or to the 20. That's where you operate it. The rest is completely out of bounds. So I changed the needle refs or whatever it is, and repainted the gauge. So now it behaves like a more reasonable gauge. And also, as you can see, this plane has it's not permitted to do aerobatic maneuvers between 2,200 and 450. So I've done a little marking here to show that. Oh, yeah! Now I remember something that you must know that this plane has that many others don't have. Listen to this. The gauges will fail, and you can tap them to make them kind of unstick if the needles get stuck in a position. And the lights that are in these fixtures can also fail and start blinking. And then you can tap the light fixtures to make them stop blinking or to just die completely. So there you go. That's something that I've only seen in one plane before, and that was the A2A Simulations Bonanza. Very clever and cool little thing. So not all the gauges have that, but particularly the engine gauges have this little neat feature. Especially useful for the fuel gauges. As you probably know, with old planes, the fuel gauges are just dogs. Anyway, so fuel on. It's got a very ugly beacon sound, by the way. Oh, the rain is back. Lovely. I'm gonna shut it. You can fly with this slightly open, I think. So the beacon is on the fuel boost pump. You see fuel pressure. Also, it's got a G and accelerometer, G meter here, which also not many planes have. So it's a very nimble plane. Crack throttle, mixture rich, and there's no priming, it's just fired up. Clear prop. Got oil pressure. And something that I'm not very used to anymore. Normal carburetor with a normal mixture control. I've been so used to the Bendix Bergstrom carburetor in the Beaver with the automatic mixture. Alternator, master.
Number 265 is in the contact Seattle approach 125.6.
All right. It's got a transponder that will change between ground and air settings. So it will, when you land, even if you're in altitude, it will kind of go back to some sort of ground setting. I'm not sure what that means or what it means for ATC, if they notice the difference, but that's what it does anyway. So let's see. I have carb heat here as well. So it's got a mixture temperature gauge here, so you can see what kind of yeah, if you're ready to get ice or not. He's also got emergency avionic master. So it's got a small backup battery that you cannot I don't think you can access that battery. Maybe you can. Is there a switch? So no, there is no separate switch for that. But there's so that you, if the main battery gets drained or dies for some reason, you can enable the avionics with that switch. So that's useful. And of course the circuit breakers work. I just canceled this one. Landing gear warning light is very useful because this plane is really difficult to get to slow down. It's really slippery. So I think I spent 50 hours flying this plane, going around my first approaches because I didn't get to slow down. It's also got one of those flap switches where you see this flap switcher. You see here's the flap gauge. You hold it down and then you put it back to neutral when you want it to stop. So you can do small increments. So I've marked the 25 degree position with the yellow in the speedometer here, because that's the corresponding flap speed. And the red is the gear range. One interesting thing about this, though, is that you can see it now. It goes all the way to 50 degrees. When you're flying above a certain speed, the flaps will stop at 45, and they will get gradually. They will gradually deploy towards 50 as you slow down. So you will get 45 if you're like 90 knots or something, and it will, when you're close to the ground and slowing down for the flare, it will slide towards 50. So if you remember, and if I remember, pay attention to that when I'm landing. Interesting little detail. Stall warning. Very weak light. Let's see if the panel light makes that any difference. Nope. Just very dim. And another thing that's pretty apparent here, look at this climb vertical speed indicator. 6,000 feet. You can do zoom climbs in this that are really, at least from what I'm used to, pretty massive. Well, okay, let's see here. Closest airport is Portland Hillsboro. It has wind 160 at 4. So I guess I'm gonna set this to that, and I'm gonna take runway 20. Altimeter 3008. There it is. There's a backup altimeter over here. Get that set. Okay, temps are coming up rather nicely here. Wait, that was bad. Thankfully it doesn't pull the gear up. Or I hope it didn't, at least. Okay, and frequency at Stark Twin Oaks 123.05. It's already set. Excellent. I'm not going to talk to ATC, but I'm going to monitor Portland approach on 118.1. And then I'm going to talk on the Pearson CTAF 119.0 when I get there. It doesn't look too bad. But then again, it's probably good right here, and then I'm gonna fly into some horrific shit that I'm not able to get out of. But anyway, that's what I have Portland approach for, so I can call them up. Trim is down here next to the... Oh, another interesting thing is that this plane has a physical flashlight. So you can press F to get it, but you can also click at the flashlight here and get it. But then you have to put it back. A neat little detail. And yeah, there are probably other details there that I'm missing out here. There's a landing gear position indicator. Yeah, there's also a headset. I tend to not use that because that's why. Oh, by the way, listen to this. It's got a beautiful sound. Right, let's get going. And I did see that message, by the way, that the planes that you fly in real life do that auto switch. I haven't seen that in any other planes I fly, I think, but I've heard Gareth of the infamous Oregon ABC, the Cirrus that he's flying, they are switching automatically. So I'm stuck here, so I'm probably just stuck on the grass here. What is this? Did I forget a tie down here? No, come on. Let me just pop outside here. Yes, I did forget one set of chocks. Let's see, can I... No, I cannot. But I think I can... Oh, come on. So how do I do this again? Toggle static elements. Yeah, there it is. Gone. Good. Chocks work indeed. That's the problem with the, you saw the camera was slightly off. There's one shortcut button here I can push to move the walk around camera around, but I misplaced that button, so... Anyway, now! Come on, here we go. So this is a bit of a compromise with some of the fields that are not supposed to be in X-Plane 12 yet. You see the grass here pops up when I'm very close to it. So this whole area should be grassed up like this. But for some reason X-Plane 12 doesn't load that up properly yet. This is an Orbex airport. But it has, I've just stuffed it right into to X-Plane 12, so that's just on my end. Starks, Twin Oaks traffic, Marchetti 212 Mike Hotel, taxiing runway 20, Starks. Okay, so that's why. So it's 3D grass. Oh Jesus! Well. I look forward to seeing that updated, because I've seen a couple of the custom airfields that I've created myself. I also have this weird effect. So what's going on here? Use radio, or do not use this airport. Okay. I haven't noticed this sign before. Oh no! Well, don't use that runway, I guess. I guess I will take that entry. So what does this one say then? There's a departure procedure here. Please make an early standard 45 something. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pretend that I didn't see that. Oof, this weather. It's gonna be become quickly interesting. Starks Twin Oaks traffic verify correction. Marchetti 212 Mike Hotel, holding short runway 20, Starks. flaps, 20 degrees. Did the control check, so let's do the run up. $2,000. $100. Almost 100. That's good. Close enough. Propeller. Get temps are good. Right. It's got excellent view outside at least, as opposed to the Beaver. Looking this direction, the Beaver, you will see nothing. Right, I guess it's just IFR traffic out on this day. Landing lights, strobes, and that's good. Stark's Twin Oaks traffic. Marchetti 212 Mike Hotel, taking off runway 20, left downwind departure to the northeast. Starks. Alright. Boost pump is on. Okay, so left downwind departure, and I should stay at 1,500 feet. Looks like the runway is ending already over there. I think that's just the curvature of it. Alright. Full power. Engine is green. Airspeed alive. And that's a center line. Yeah, it's curving. Gear. And flaps up. Good grief, this weather system. Stark Twin Oaks traffic, Marchetti 212 Mike Hotel, left crosswind 20, Starks. It's a bit bumpy. Oh, this is bad. Alright, but I'll deal with it. But I'll slow down a little bit. Actually, let me go fast for the first segment here, so you can have an idea of the speed of this plane, and then I'll slow down when I get closer to Portland here. So my normal full speed cruise is 25 over 25. Stark Twin Oaks traffic, Marchetti 2 Mike Hotel, left downwind runway 20 to 1,000 feet. Starks. Yeah, there's the airport. I'm actually on my way to a small town to the east of, northeast of Stark's Twin Oaks called Beaverton. Beaverton. That's a nice name. I think down here somewhere is is the Harvey's Acres airfield. That's part of the Oregon ABC Challenge. This is not very clever to fly into these low-hanging fruits clouds here. But I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't see them. I can kind of see the horizon on the other side. You see, I'm getting under 60 knots now. 65. I'm gonna put up synthetic vision on the iPad here. So at least have some sort of warning here. Yeah, Beaverton is a very nice place, I think. There's also place to the east of Portland here, with some sort of a beaver reference. Just can't find it now. Not gonna mess with it. This weather. So when I get to Lake Oswego, it's just above the hill in front of me here. I will slow down and speaking of, by the way, listen to this. Yes, it whistles. Troutdale, yeah. It's a cool looking plane though. Jeez. It's got some warbird to it. Yeah, so this is about the max that you will get about it and get out of it in level flight. But in general, I don't see these numbers because I don't fly this low with this plane. And I tend to, and I will show you now, because I'm getting to Lake Oswego, I tend to favor a slightly less hysterical power setting. Something like 21 squared, like this, which will take me back 15-20 knots. It's 150 or so. The fuel burn will be much more acceptable, and I just like how the engine sounds. I just low revving engine is what I like. Hysterical high-pitched engines, I'm not into that. Okay, coming up on the Portland Charlie here. I'm going under a 1700 feet shelf now. Soon. And then a 2300 feet shelf. Yeah, I haven't flown the Lancer, so I couldn't tell, but you probably can. The Lancer is more glass, isn't it? This Portland river run, by the way, is very, very good. It's such a scenic flight, and yeah, full glass cockpit. Yeah, this is well, I'm not sure if you can call it a roll bar. It's just a different kind of a structure to it. Oi! Stutter. That's not common in X-Plane. Take away the synthetic vision now. Okay, so now here's the deal. On the right side of the river now is the Portland Charlie airspace. So I'm gonna try to be a good boy and at least stay above the river, if not on the west bank of the river. So here's the Portland Convention Center coming up. That round-ish thing over my nose there, I think. Actually, I think might be this glassy thing. Anyway, it's right there. And an interesting little tidbit for those who have looked at the Portland map. There's let's see if I can try to do this while flying here. I just passed the convention center here. This part here, this little island bit here, which is here, used to be an airport. This used to be the Portland airport back in the 50s or 60s. So, how about that? And now it's just a big industrial area. This used to be an airport. And there are remnants of the approach lights to this airport still to this day on, I think, that hill back there. Or this one. There's a beacon on top of the hill that is still operative, that they are keeping up for, yeah, just for the memory of it, I guess. So, this is the Willamette River. It's gonna bend around here and meet up with the Columbia River. And it's a confluence. And at that point I will be going to Pearson. So, we put in Pearson here, 119.0. Just have a listen to the Portland approach here, see if I can hear anything. I'm also monitoring guard 1 to 1.5 in case they see me close to the airspace and want to shout at me and make me go away. I'm very much lower than the airspace though, so it's not a problem. Okay, so what's the weather at Pearson? 300 at 7. So that speaks to a runway 26 landing, so that's going to be interesting because that's the most difficult one. Let's put in 300 for the wind and 26 for the runway. There it is. Visibility 6, scatter 2100. It's marginal VFR, so I'm legal here. Light rain, temperature 72.4, 3010. Cent.
Southwest 3069, contact NorCal approach 120.9 or 5.
Right pattern for runway 26. That makes more sense than anything else. So here's the rain coming back. Light rain.
NorCal approach Southwest 369, flight level 224 is set to be at the Sutter 4 landing south.
Let's
Information.
squelch that. Pearson traffic. Marchetti 212 Mike Hotel is 6 miles to the northwest. 500. Inbound to land. Full stop runway 26. Entering on the 45 for the right downwind. Over confluence right now. Pearson. Yep. Pearson is a bit of a weird one. Hello, Thomas. Welcome to a very different beaver. Somebody stepped on it. It's a bit flat, and it's a bit streamlined, and it's faster. Yeah, it's tighter than Flabub, indeed. And back in the day, they leached on the ILS for 10 left at Portland. So you had an LDA approach to Pearson, which used the ILS for 10 left. So you could fly down the ILS for 10 left, and then just dump into to the runway for Pearson. Okay, I'm going to endeavor to slow down a little bit here. That is not easy with this plane, as I said. Especially because if you pull too hard, you get this. There's a button to squelch that, but I try to not do that because suddenly I forget, and then I'll riding that silenced gear horn all the way down and then belly land. Pearson traffic, Beaver correction. Marchetti 212 Mike Hotel is entering the 45 for the right downwind runway 26 full stop. Pearson. Never noticed that hill right there before. See if I can... Okay, so now I'm in flap range, so flappage coming down. And just about gear range. Yep, there we go. So right on the cue. I'm on downwind here now. So I have a little nook of airspace here that I can maneuver around in. But I cannot be above the shoreline or above the river here, because then I will be in the Charlie. Oh, this rain effect is kind of nice. So pay attention to the flap indicator. I'm going to see if I can make it stop at 45. Pearson traffic. Marchetti 2 Mike Hotel, right base 26 full stop. Pearson. So getting full flaps now and see what I get. Now it goes all the way. See if I can speed up a little bit, see if it drops back to 45. Yeah, you can see it goes back up now. Now it's 47 or something. Pearson traffic, Marchetti 2 Mike Hotel, final 26 full stop. Pearson. flaps coming up. Drift turn, indeed. Never tried that with this plane at Rancho though. Pearson traffic. Marchetti 212 Mike Hotel, clear off 26 to the right. Pearson. Okay. Landing lights, strobes off. That turned out rather nicely, I think. Yeah, no ground loop. By the way, Thomas, my beaver is now at Painfield. So it's we can start fixing your plane up now, if you haven't started already. Okay, this is my turn. Yeah, this is a very beautiful airfield, by the way. All kinds of cool details here. I'll give you a quick show and tell when I get the plane squared away. Legendary airfield. If nothing else, for the airspace, but there's much more than this. Okay, let's get that squared away. Come on. Okay, there it is. Yep, the frame rate is pretty miserable. I think it's in the 20s. Yeah, 20. Let's see if I do this, I get 20. If I do this, if I just look away, I get almost 30. But that's the updated Portland area, I guess. And also I put this add-on field in there, so it probably doesn't help. Many cool details in this airfield. It's got an aviation museum, and it's got a fort right here. Well, is this the one? These buildings don't look right. This is supposed to be a fortress. Well, maybe it's a mix of buildings, so it might be a conflict between scenery packs, but this is an old fort that you're supposed to avoid when departing here. Army Air Corps. I think these things are actually higher resolution in when I've seen them in X-Plane. Maybe I'm wrong. So let's see here. You had rain, show it raining, but not on the plane. Okay, so so that's a bug that got fixed then, from beta 13 to beta 14, getting rain. Because I did see rain earlier in one of the earlier versions of X-Plane 12. Release candidate this week. Maybe if you can deal with the full screen for a week or half a week, then you get used to it. And then you get to buy a bigger screen, and then a bigger screen, and then suddenly you have a wall around you with screens. Let's see. That bump is still here, I guess. Yep. This, I don't know why this is here. Maybe it's there in real life. Earlier 12 versions have rain on the ground, but not just at much higher threshold. Okay, so you need to really make it shower to have that happen. So the grass is working here. This is 2D grass. This is very much ugly 2D grass, but it's not popping up and down like it did at Stark's Twin Oaks, as you can see. So it's not all the same. Anyway, shutting down this plane is rather simple. Boost pump, come off. You can see the pressure goes down a little bit. Avionics. So let's see here. All right, all is well. Okay, you tried for 1 month. Oh, that's a shame. I hope you can figure that out, or at least make it work. I guess they have to make it work. Oh, now I'm getting to try something that I haven't looked at for a long time here. Let's see, Control P. So here's my flight path. Let's give an overview here. So started at Stark's over there, flew over, joined the river, around the Portland. Where is Portland, by the way? There is Portland. Yeah, looks good. And snaking my way around, and this dramatic little approach here. And of course, this turn could easily, with a lesser pilot, of course, have been stall spin right into this little intersection here. But not I. Not I. This squirrely flight path doesn't rhyme with my memory of it, but I'm going to just pretend that I didn't see that. So, walkies. Yeah, okay, so let's just have a look here. So, maintenance report. This is basically the same as all the rep planes. Slightly more stuff in it, though, because it has a lot more instruments in this list here. See this? I mean, just the lights of the gear and all kinds of instruments are modeled here. So that's very cool. I like that. And of course, this economy thing that I don't use. Who does the maintenance? Well, I do it myself, which basically means that I just change oil. That's all I do. 46 Charlie Alpha, that's the Rancho Velocito. real docs we had back. Oh yeah. Okay, so as in the procedures. Yeah, slipping into 10. I've been able to land at runway 10 at Rancho Vallecito without slipping, but that was the Beaver, so the Beaver can, yeah, it can. But maybe I'll take the Marchetti down to SoCal. The only reason that this plane is right here now is because I flew it up to have it ready for this volcano group flight we had a couple of months ago. And it's been sitting at Stark's Twin Oaks ever since. It's raining again, so I'm going to do the walk around here. It's been sitting there because I haven't had a chance to fly it. So close up and cover on. To this and this and let's see if I can verify that I got, yeah, the B200. I did see some old, very old VODs of some shenanigans around Rancho Vallecito and on your Twitch channel. That was back in the days where graphics were not quite what they are today. And just the weather system of X-Plane. I mean, to be able to do this. Okay, let's see what happens now. Yeah. Oh. This is it's so immense. This version of X-Plane is really a game changer. This is the reason. This is the sole reason I considered switching to Microsoft Flight Sim. It was the weather, because it looks so good. This doesn't look quite good yet, but I mean it's monstrous in its scope. That's what I want, and I want it to change like it does. Yeah, FS 2004. Well, I have it somewhere here. Sitting in my... let me see if I can grab it. Give me a second here. Here we go. Now, this is about this is turning into a show and tell here. So I'm gonna set this aside. What do we have here? What is this? FS Global 2010. I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't see that. This is Flight Sim 2002. What is this? 3 CDs, CD-ROMs. I spent all my time in this one. I lost the manual to that by the way. That's a real shame. Now, this is where I started to love the Beaver. This one, Flight Unlimited 2. And have a look at that. What is that plane? And where is it? This is where it started. 2 CD-ROMs. And these are... well, I can barely see myself in here. They've been used. And this was the day. Beaver in Frisco, indeed. Capita Cosmos. Welcome to the stream, which is unfortunately the flying is finished, but it's turned into a bit of a weird one. Well, that's a good idea, Thomas. Although I don't have a CD-ROM in my PC. Back in the day, you had to do disk 1, which was an install disk, and then you had a disk 2, which was the game. You had to keep that in the computer while flying or while using the sim. And there's another flight simulator called Fly. Fly with an exclamation mark. That was a bit of a weird one. It kind of wanted to be very, very high-tech, but it was very difficult to use. And there was Fly 2, which is kind of the same. I didn't fly it much. Flight Sim X. And here's the one you were talking about. 2004, Century of Flight. Oh, Jesus. Bunch of discs here as well. I think I actually have an external Blu-ray drive for the computer. Yeah, that was indeed. And of course the tagline, as real as it gets. Well, maybe as real as it got. But I've seen better since that time. I also I bought X-Plane 10, I think it was, in the DVD version, and spent a year and a half installing it, and I was very disappointed because all the airports were flat. There was nothing on them. That turned me off of X-Plane until the summer of 2020, when I got converted. And this is actually the first plane I flew in X-Plane 11. In X-Plane in general, actually. Marchetti. So it's been kind of with me ever since that time. So it's a big part of my conversion therapy to get into X-Plane. But then, of course, the Beaver came, and everything else had to step aside. Real air simulation version of the Marchetti. Well, maybe I should install Flight Sim X and try that out and see if Flight Sim X will convert me back to the other side. I don't think so. I really don't. I don't miss the times where the simulator would run out of memory for just installing an airport. I mean, yeah. Solution for, yeah. I think I have an external drive, Thomas, but thanks for the tip, and I will... Maybe I did something wrong with the install of X-Plane 10, but I mean, one other problem that I faced was that the interface of X-Plane 10 was kind of like the airplane maker interface. Is very, very kind of primitive. And for a new for a new simmer or for a new user of that sim, that kind of turned me off a little bit. So I didn't spend much more time on it. But then again, I'm safely converted, and Explain 12 is, well, it's pulling me back in. I kind of want to go flying more, but I'm not sure if I want to fly the Marchetti. I wanted to actually, I wanted to make a video with the Marchetti flying that volcano run that we did, the group flight. But do more of a guided tour of all the volcanoes in Oregon, just to make that proper, but also make it quicker than flying it with the Beaver. So I might actually do that, especially now that the airplane is sitting here at Pearson. And I will do that in Explain 12 because now it works. The only thing that doesn't work is my GPS. I use the stock 430. It's not good. But I need better weather than this to be able to do that volcano run justice. So I'm gonna let it sit here until the weather improves. So I might take the Beaver out for a spin or something later. Anyway, David, did you get what you wanted from this plane? Did you see what you wanted to see? You didn't get to see any altitude flight. I was never above 1500, I think. But you can probably just guess how it's going to be. It's going to be slightly slower at altitude, indicated, that is. And you see, it's quite nimble. It's pretty. It can do things. I don't think I've done any aerobatics in it actually, but it's certified for it, I think. So if you're into that, it's a fun plane to do. Also, I think there is a G1000 version of it, isn't it? Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Do I want to load this? Okay, I'll open it just to have a look. Oof. I'm actually speaking of G1000. I'm trying to convince myself to buy some planes in all these sales that have been the last week. I've been looking at the Thuranda Kodiak and the Caravan. I'm thinking I could just buy them just to support Thuranda, but both those planes. Well, the 208 is much more closer to me than the Kodiak, but the Kodiak is really beautiful. It's a really, really very good looking plane, even with the cockpit with all the glass. The benefit of the Kodiak is that it has also the rep package, which I kind of enjoy. With the TBM, yeah, well, is that on sale though? Not that I really care. I saw that the Challenger is not on sale. It is. Oh, cool. Okay, so the camera is not set up for this one. Oof, this is ugly. Jesus Christ, on a bicycle. Oof, I don't. Yeah. If I ever were to take the TBM, I would. Yeah, I would. I would. That's a different. Oh, look at that clown nose. Yeah, I'm not convinced that the glass panel would be where I would feel happy, but it looks like it works at least. So so I'm just gonna do this. No, that didn't work. About what? Okay, that's where it is. $15 off. Yeah, TBM. Yeah, if I were to have a glass, I mean, yeah, maybe I'll take that one. I don't know what to do with it though. I don't see a use case for. That's a problem with for me with even with the caravan, is that all the things I can accomplish with the caravan I can do with the beaver. Just not that many people, but I don't carry people. I carry myself and fuel. Yeah. Yeah, and the TBM is kind of that extreme level of modeling that I kind of enjoy. So I'm gonna chew on that and see what I do. And if I do, I'll just plop it right down at LAX and just beam out of there like I know what I'm doing. Well, actually, the TBM. What's kind of yeah, the TBM is a custom G1000, and persistence and maintenance, and that's one of the things I would enjoy. I think. Yeah. So, in the spirit of not enabling people in their what are you going to call it? Bad habits and like, you know, drug abuses, and some of my drug abuses is getting software that I don't use. Tracks oil being in plane too long. That's kind of cool though, because that's one of the things that A2A simulations started modeling in their planes back in 2010, 9. You know, way back in the day. You had to put additives in the oil if you wanted to. Oh no, what is this though? Does that look right to you? Ha. Okay. Yeah, looks like the sim is about ready to crap out on me here. So old and so much better than today's flight modeling. Oh yeah, you mean... yeah, I think it's just maybe the... Maybe the... yeah, it was kind of weird. Yeah, A2A simulations, Capita Cosmos. The problem with A2A now is that they are prioritizing, I think, going into Microsoft Flight Sim. And I mean, I'm happy to see them back in action, but I would rather love them to see to get into to X-Plane. So, but actually, I think I saw Scott Gentile of A2A say that they the system that A2A simulations are working on now is kind of outside of any sim, so they can port any of their planes going forward into any new sim. So I think they are getting ready to be simulator agnostic, which is very good. Because I think the only thing that I've seen that compares to A2A simulations is the hot start things and the torque sim stuff, the SIAI. That level of modeling that they have is on par with A2A, or better. I mean, the Challenger is a beast from another solar system. But as good as this plane is, and all the rep packages, it's not. A2A simulations is still better. Even with their basic 172, Cessna 172 is better than any of this. Actually, the Airfoil Labs one, that's actually I gotta hand it to them. That's probably a step above A2A. It's extreme, and the fact that you can actually do a walk around, and that you can start triggering scenarios and things like that for training, it's so good. It's something that A2A simulations talked about actually implementing in their simulation, but they never got to it. At least not on the commercial side. So, anyways, I think it's time for me to have a little bit of a break and chew a little bit on the TBM. I mean, if it's on sale or not, that doesn't really matter to me. I mean, $15 is not the end of the world. So, but anyway, it's a thought. And but thanks for joining for this short little hop, and hope that it was useful. And maybe I'll fly the Beaver a bit later. And Thomas, if you're ready to go fixing your plane, I'm up for it. And also, David, if you want a set of new gauges for your plane, this is the time. We're gonna have a workshop getting new and beautiful gauges into the Beaver. So, anyway, and thanks for joining the stream for the first time, Capita Cosmos. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope I have to see you again. Right, later. Ta-da.